You watch Oyibo films, this lady didn't like her job, she now resigned, she now went after her passion was now bringing her so much money, and it all ends well. That is how I think it will be until I enter the real life and it choke.
Hello viewers, I welcome you to yet another episode of My Inspiration. I am your wonderful host, Kolidoye Shegun Jeremiah. We believe every hardworking, passionate and goal-driven professionals, both young and old, deserves to be celebrated and most importantly, serve as a source of inspiration to others. My Inspiration is here to give you that amazing platform. We want the world to hear your story. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media platforms.
Yet again, we have another wonderful special guest in the house. And it's no other person than Mrs. Temitope Sally. You're welcome, ma'am.
Hi, thank you very much.
It's nice having you.
Thank you so much. It's nice to be here as well. Thank you for the invite.
Temitope Salu is an accountant, turned screenwriter and producer. She left the corporate world of finance to focus on her passion of filmmaking, with special focus on films for social change. With 5 years screenwriting and producing experience, she has worked on several films, series and documentaries. Films on mental health, the plight of the girl child in blighted areas in Lagos State, female genital mutilation. A host of others have been recipients of various awards and are available to be viewed online. Temitope Salu is also a seasoned voiceover artist who voices jingle, commercials and animated films. She is the team lead of one of the most creative branding companies in Nigeria, Wakey Wax. She is happily married with 2 sons.
And welcome back. It's a great privilege having you on the show once again.
Thank you so much.
So, Miss Sally, what inspired you to become a filmmaker?
I think my love for the arts started when I was quite younger. I used to enjoy seeing pictures coming alive on TV. One of my favorites was this movie, Matilda, about this girl that had special powers. So it just piqued my interest. And prior to that, I had loved reading novels a lot. So if you'd ask anyone in my primary school, then they'll tell you I read all the books in the library. And so I believe that gave me a vivid imagination, and I wanted to see those imaginations come to life. And watching TV, then we had a very tiny TV in my house, it was black and white. I just used to love what I saw. And when I had the opportunity to join the drama group in church, I jumped at it, Sunday school then. And then, you know, we used to act all of these plays, Mary and Jesus. And, you know, it was just, all of those just kept building me up. It just gave me so much interest. And then I got to university. I didn't do much of that in secondary school. When I got to university, the opportunities became very abundant for me. I started to do voiceovers, where I would bring characters to life using my voice, animation voiceovers, TV commercials, and all of that. I got into the university to study accounting because I loved maths. But along the line, I realized this is really what I love. This is what I want to enjoy doing. And I saw the impact that what I was doing was having on people. When they watch, I was also in the drama group in school. So when they watch, you know, they are absorbed. I was literally creating a reality for them. And so, yeah, I just said, okay, it's like I can do this thing full time. Where I can deviate.
Can you please let us know what and what you faced?
Okay. So, backstory, when I graduated from school, I actually worked in a multinational organization for a bit before, you know, I was so sad. I was so sad working that 9 to 5. I always stuck in traffic, crunching the figures. I just said, you know what, let me take time out and do what I really love. You know, And then it was very movie-like. You watch Oyinbo films, this lady didn't like her job, she now resigned, she now went after her passion was now bringing her so much money, and it all ends well. That is how I think it will be until I enter the real life and it choke. So I had, you know, when I was working in paid employment, of course, there was a monthly salary. That was the first boost that hit me. So when the end of the month came after I resigned and no alert, no bang, that's when reality sets in that, okay, you have entered it. You know, so yeah, the financial obstacle in the initial days of startup is one of the things I had to overcome. Then second of all was, when I left paid employment, I wanted to act. That was my primary purpose in filmmaking. I really enjoyed acting, right? But then if you know Nigeria and the entertainment terrain, acting is not exactly something you just delve into and you make it. You know, you have to go for auditions. So I wanted to do that. I used to go for those auditions and it got tiring. You know, and I'm like, okay, what else do I need to, what else do I like doing? And so I had to do like a soul searching. That was another obstacle that I had to overcome. I had to know myself. So I looked at it. When I was in school, then I used to write scripts a lot for plays, even though I used to write them on my books. And, you know, I shared those with a couple of people and said, oh, this is really good. And I said, okay. So I got into script writing and I enjoyed it. I wrote some projects and I said, you know what, let me put some of these projects out. And so I produced those projects, and that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I really love this producing thing. And one of the projects that I produced and put out sort of launched me into the limelight. That is, people saw it, and that's when calls started coming in for producing and screenwriting and stuff. It's called 1010, it's on YouTube. I also acted in it as well. It's a couple of years back, and that's sort of, what's that word? Put me into another part of filmmaking that I really enjoy, films for social justice. So yeah, some of the hurdles I had to overcome were financial issues, knowing my place in filmmaking industry, what exactly did I want to do, and then building my confidence. You know, everybody wants to see something you've done before, but how will I have something I've done before when nobody's giving me an opportunity to do something I've done before? Then putting my own work out. So that was those were some of the things.
My inspiration will be back after this short break.
So, Tope, how did you overcome these challenges?
Well, it wasn't easy, but you know, I listed them also. I'll just try to take them one by one quickly. The first one was like the financial barrier, or the financial obstacle. Of course, day-to-day living was needed, right? And here I was just starting out, and not really much money in my pockets because your salary had stopped. So I had to give myself brain. You know, I tried to see if I could get like remote jobs, but then that was quite a while ago. That was over 10 years ago. That wasn't very common, unlike now that COVID has made people realize they could work remotely. But I realized that wasn't really an option for me. So I decided to start something. I started a printing business, and that has been doing well so far, from which I was able to pay myself a salary. And even now, it's still in existence. Yeah, so, and then I was doing my voiceovers quite a bit because, you know, I couldn't quite act and all of that. So yeah, it's not a crime to get a job, a part-time job, while chasing your passion. You know, poverty makes your passion regrettable. Being broke makes your passion painful. So you can't have both sides of the divide. If you can get a job that would allow you to work part-time while you do what you love part-time, until what you love can fully sustain you. The second thing was discovering who I was. So something I did as well was intern. They call it production assistant on set. I wish I had done more of it, but I just had one or two opportunities, and I saw people working as costume designers, makeup, cinematographers, and all of that. But just being on set, the natural gift in me shone through, which was organizing things. And I realized I could be a good producer or a good production manager, and so I decided to stay in that direction. And of course, the third thing was my script writing, which I had noticed in school as well. So I decided to hone that. How did I do that? Now, some of these writing software, you need to pay for them online and all of that. I found the free versions first. I needed to learn. I invested in teaching myself in so many YouTube videos. I invested in teaching myself. I literally was self-taught, you know. And then I just went into it. So in writing the script, some of them I didn't even understand how some of the codes worked and whatnot, but I just keep going at it until I got good, and then I'll send it out to people for review. What do you think? What do you think I could add up? So yeah, those were some of the ways that I overcame those obstacles.
Your final was, what do you have for the youth out there, you know, to inspire them to also be a wonderful filmmaker as you are?
Ah, wow. It's plenty. But what would I say? I would say that the world is literally like your stage, right? If you're passionate about it, it doesn't necessarily mean it will make you money. So have sense when you're going after your passion, so that your passion will not later go after you and you will not have regrets. It's always good to have a plan, network, try to put your own work out there, you know, collaborate. Collaboration is the new competition, you know, no need to compete, just collaborate. Search deep on the inside of you, discover what you really like to do, work towards it, pray, because I cannot even underestimate the part of God in my journey so far. I've done films for corporate organizations, I've done films for, like I said, films for social justice, gender-based violence, female genital mutilation, internet fraud, you know. I like films like that that would tell a story and also create impact. So with God, anything is possible. That's one thing that you should always realize. So like Lupita Nyong'o said, your dreams are valid. Everyone's dreams are valid. So don't ever give up on your dream. Enjoy yourself while you're at it, because this life now on, no point suffering while you're trying to also make money or follow your passion. But above all, have sense. That's
They
it.
say make you have sense. Have sense. We are
Thank you
so
very
grateful
much.
to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
You heard it all from Mrs. Temitope Salu. And until next time, keep watching and stay blessed.